Hey everybody, welcome to RCAM. I'm your host Ryan Kamaska and we are up to episode number 13. Thank you guys for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it. So we have some huge news. So Jeffery Epstein, who was caught up in a scandal, and for those of you who are unaware of who Jeffery Epstein is, he has been accused of sexual abuse and trafficking children. He is an American financier, and he has previously been convicted as a sex offender, and he also has ties to high-profile individuals such as Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Woody Allen, Bill Barr, and more. And I just want to read you a report from Axios news publications, just so that you guys are up to speed on who exactly Epstein is. So Epstein has been accused of paying underage girls, children, hundreds of dollars to partake in sexual acts during a massage, in addition to asking them to recruit others for his use. Investigators also claim they've seized a series of nude photos depicting underage girls from Epstein's Manhattan townhouse, according to the New York Times. Epstein has pleaded not guilty to some of the charges. So these are some pretty serious allegations. And what makes this so damning too is the fact that Epstein has connections to all these high-profile individuals. And one of the most damning being Bill Clinton, who has been on the flight log for Epstein's plane to his private island. And he's on this flight log about almost over 20 times. So of course Bill Clinton denies being involved with any of these activities with Epstein, but I think it's highly unlikely that Bill Clinton was not involved to some degree. The fact that he was on board Epstein's plane over 20 times is pretty suspect to me. So I just find it highly unlikely that he isn't guilty of the same crimes that Epstein is. And I can only gather that there are going to be more people that go down with Epstein. However, due to recent news, that may all go out the window. So Epstein was awaiting trial, and over the weekend he committed suicide in his jail cell. This is troubling, especially considering like a week earlier he attempted suicide and was under suicide watch. Now there are mixed reports coming in on whether he was or wasn't on suicide watch. At this point, it doesn't really matter. He should have been on suicide watch, especially considering the crimes he was being accused of. Pedophilia, people being accused of pedophilia don't bode well in prison. And if he was ever going to make it to trial to begin with, he should have been under close surveillance. So Epstein commits suicide watch in a federal prison, and he has connections with all these billionaires that probably would have been implicated if he had ever gone to trial. So I think most people are under the assumption, that he didn't commit suicide, that he was in fact murdered. And that's really what I think. I think that's the most obvious answer, and now people even in the mainstream media are saying so, and people that I typically disagree with are also calling this suspect. They are also very suspicious, and they also think Epstein was murdered. Cenk, the host of the Young Turks, I don't agree with that guy on anything, but he thinks this was suspect. So it's really, really concerning to me, and I think this is something that we need to keep a close eye on. I thought we should have continued to keep a close eye on it, but the news cycle is so short that within 24 hours we forget about things. But we need to follow this story closely because there's definitely foul play at work, and I'm imagining that if we will know for sure there was foul play at work if there was some sort of camera malfunction, because they should have had cameras on this guy. So we're waiting for more details to emerge about what's going on. There is an investigation going on. I believe we had Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez call Congress to investigate this matter too. So there are a lot of eyes on this, and the whole world is The whole world is convinced this guy did not commit suicide, that this guy was in fact murdered. So I don't think they're gonna get off easy, because we have bipartisan support. We have both sides of the aisle finally agreeing on something, and they agree that Epstein was offed. And you know, there are conspiracy theories about who did it. Some people are saying Hillary Clinton. Some people are even saying Trump. I don't know. I don't have evidence that Hillary Clinton did it or is guilty of it, or the Clintons are behind it. I don't know. But what we do know is that somebody killed this guy. Somebody took his life, and it's being painted as a suicide. And I don't think the American people are so naive that they're going to buy this story. I think everybody, for the most part, is in agreement that this needs to be investigated. We need to find out what really happened, and then we need to hold those individuals accountable. Now, me personally, I don't care who did it. I really don't. I just want justice. This guy was guilty of sex trafficking. I mean, this guy is an awful human being, and he managed to evade justice. But the people that are complicit in this, we can still get them. We can still find them, and I really believe that we will see justice. I really do believe that there's a chance that we can nab these guys. But we got to work together, and our responsibility as citizens is to not let this go, not turn a blind eye to this injustice, but to keep our eyes focused on this story, and to continue to speak about it. I read a quote last night by Gandhi, and I just wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was cool. When I despair, I remember that all through history, the way of truth and love has always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they seem invincible, but in the end they always fail. Think of it, always. And I thought that was a really powerful quote. Tyrants and evil men will only get away with things for a time, but their time is coming to an end. The fact that we have people even implicated with Epstein is big news. It's a bombshell. And if we follow the Epstein trail, I'm sure we'll be able to find more people, more of these powerful men and women, or maybe women, I don't know, that are tied up in this this scandal. So I encourage you guys to keep your eyes peeled. Do not just trust the first news sources you see. I mean, look at both sides, see what they're saying. And in this case, you're going to find common ground because both sides agree that foul play is at work here. So those are my first thoughts for this. I'll probably share a little bit more as details continue to unfold on this story. If you guys like the content that you're seeing, go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. That helps me out a great deal. I always love to hear from you guys, so if you want to comment, I love interacting with comments, so go ahead and leave a comment if you want. And yeah, we'll talk more about this, guys. You have yourself a blessed day. Bye.